It's Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. Just finished my lunch. It was a productive and a busy morning. Didn't really got a chance to practice meditation because I got a bunch of stuff to do. Although in a good way, I feel really focused and productive and not feeling any anxiety or stress. I have to be honest, like ever since working from home due to the pandemic, my life quality has improved tremendously. I think um, thanks to frequent meditation every day, that keep myself balanced and able to bounce back when I feel um, exhausted or stressful. So that helps a lot. And the other thing is, I've seen huge improvements on my relationship with my team members. Even though we can't see each other in person, most of the time we chat through our internal chatting tools. But I feel I become a more collaborative person and able to take feedback without too much resistance. And to some point, I even welcome any kinds of feedback because I don't take that personally. I guess I used to be a little bit, not very, I don't have the tendency to take feedback like as personal criticism. But sometimes, when people express themselves in a certain way, then you feel like, yeah, you kind of blame yourself that, I've done better. But right now, feedback to me is like ingredients for you to continue improve to the improvements. And yeah, I seem not having any issues with that for quite a while. And I guess I should also attribute this to meditation because one of the key benefits is that you feel more detached from your self-identity. So when negative comments happens, that you feel less it is point you to you or your identity, because you dissociate yourself with that identity that, hey, I'm perfect, hey, I should be amazing person, I should impress everyone around me. Yeah, I don't have those desires or inclination pursuing those things anymore. And it doesn't mean that I'm committed less to my performance. I found myself was actually performing probably better because recently I received some like internal kudos from members who work with me on the projects, on several projects actually. So I feel closer to them. I bring them along with everything I do. I actively seek feedback to improve my work, my performance, my projects. And I also provide a lot of constructive feedback for them. And the way I express those feedback are also quite, in a way that it's not set up to point to the person, but just focusing on the topic that we were discussing about. It's COVID time. Be nice to people around you, treasure their companions, even though they're just work colleagues. But, you see each other almost every day, so which could become a very productive and friendly relationship eventually. All right. Yeah, let's do a 30 minutes meditation. Since I did not do any meditation, so yeah, I expect this session to just help me kind of restore more energy. I don't run energy low right now, but I feel like I can go back to like full capacity mode. In the beginning of the session, it was not that easy for me to focus. My body was fully relaxed, although it was a little bit exciting before the session, so there are a lot of thoughts. It's quite not easy for me to follow those thoughts. Sometimes I realize that I've been distracted by one thought, probably after 20 seconds. And so I'm not sure how long it takes, but eventually my awareness was becoming a little bit more more sharp. So I was able to follow my breath and watch the breath closely, and then I become more and more distanced from the sounds around me. I couldn't see anything, so it's majorly the sounds were happening out there. I still know everything was happening by hearing the sounds, but wasn't really affected by any of them. I know there were kids yelling, and their mother was trying to cool them down because they were almost fighting. And there were machine sounds like engine. Maybe it's the trimmer. Someone is using a lawnmower or trimmer to maintain our landscape in this apartment. And there were neighbors having lunch outside in the balcony and having conversations. And there were doors opening and closing sounds downstairs or upstairs, footsteps and bird sounds. So all those different sounds are really makes any differences to me to some point. And then I enter a more focused mode. In that mode, I just continue sharpen my awareness to, beyond the boundary of this physical body. I feel like I'm distanced from any kind of thoughts. Those thoughts are still emerging from time to time. It's just that they don't seem to bother me anymore. Sometimes when I feel like I lost in thoughts, even though I know it's not good, but I'll blame myself, which is not a good thing to do. You're supposed to notice it and then bring it back to your whatever you're focusing on. And at some point, it doesn't matter to me anymore. The thoughts, I watch it rise, I watch it dissolve. I just watch them and don't feel bothered by any of those thoughts. But I also keep some distance from them as well, which means that I wasn't trapped into any of the stories or imaginations. I'm just like keeping distance from those bubbles of thoughts. Yeah, it was quiet, distanced, fulfilled content, but wasn't to the point that makes me want to continue pursuing those fulfillment or contents, because I know that's another type of like craving. We human beings normally want to avoid bad things and craving for good things. But if you practice meditation long enough, you'll start notice that even the craving for goodness, or positive experience is another type of distraction, right? So those like good feelings wasn't really becoming something that I really want to experience anymore. I'm just watching the goods or the bad thoughts, good sensations, bad sensations, frustrations, or like a sense of extremely happiness. Those are just things that passed, and then I just let it go. And what I could have done much longer, but what brought me back is sense of time, because I know I have another meeting, and in meditation because I don't have watch and I couldn't see time, so that sense of time kind of keep reminding and appearing in my thoughts that, hey, not sure what time it is, you should probably check it out and get ready for the meeting. So it kind of forced me to open my eyes eventually. Otherwise I'll do a lot more longer, because it's just so peaceful and calm. All right, great, let's get back to work.